Welcome to the Jayar Show podcast. I am Jayar, and a special treat, a first-timer for me anyway today. I've had Elevation Worship before, but never Elevation Rhythm. One of the members of Elevation Rhythm is my guest on this episode of the Jayar Show podcast, Josh Holiday. Ladies and gentlemen, will you please welcome Josh from Elevation Rhythm. How are you, sir?
I'm good, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Yes, they kind of prepped me for you, Josh, and I'm gonna.
Okay.
Those that prepped me for you said he's kind of the musical genius behind. And they painted you up like, oh, he's going to be the artsy one. This is not the lead singer that's very Enneagram, It's like, and I'm like, all right, I think we'll be okay. And
I hope that doesn't make me sound weird.
Yeah, it did help me cater to a couple of these questions. Okay, and I wanna start with an analogy for you for our audience that. They don't know the ins and outs of Elevation Rhythm, Elevation Worship. They have to kind of learn that over time that, Come to the Altar would have been Elevation Worship. That's the main, worship band. And then Elevation Rhythm was kind of like the Hillsong United that was for the younger. This is my analogy for you. It's like Elevation Worship is mommy and Elevation Rhythm is the teenage son that has his first job and is now bringing home a paycheck too, and there's now respect growing between mommy and teenage son because they're both making money. Not in the money sense. I'm just talking about Elevation Rhythm is growing up and is
I like that.
Yeah, I was hoping so because it took me a really long time to write that all out and.
We haven't heard of that. We haven't heard that one yet, but I like it.
Okay. Before we get into, based on what I just said, can you talk about the mother, Elevation Worship, that has had just songs that are being sung around the world right now, from a tribe in Africa to an underground church in Asia? Like, there are songs that your friends have written that have made their way around the world. Can you tell me, just from your perspective, what is the greatest worship anthem Elevation Worship has written from your viewpoint?
Ooh, oh man, that's a tough one. They are a giant in the space. They definitely pioneered and paved the way for the sound that we hear right now. I think I have a couple personal favorites, but I think the one that probably is just like, I don't know, objectively, like one of the greatest is The Blessing. I just think it's so rich. Lyrically is rich, obviously biblically is rich, but just the from the child to the 2-year-old to the 98-year-old, I feel like it just reaches. It's a multi-generational, multicultural, beautiful, sonically, and greatly written song.
And I think it also kind of came at a time around the pandemic that it was some of those songs. It's like, oh, this was meant to have been birthed right now.
It really felt like God saying that over us. Like God used Elevation and Carrie and Cody to really speak to us.
Yeah, for sure. The Elevation Nights Tour is coming to 3 of our cities here soon: Atlanta, Tampa, Orlando. Get tickets at thejoyfm.com. You're going to hear so many songs all throughout the night from Elevation Rhythm, Elevation Worship. Stephen Furtick is going to be speaking as well. Okay.
Yes.
My son plays travel ball soccer, so there's some Sundays we can't make it in, so Stephen Furtick has become our YouTube pastor on. So... we wake up on match day and my son's like, Furtick? And I'm like, let's go. And yeah. So I've probably seen you on stage from YouTube, haven't I? Okay.
Probably.
Yeah. So you're sort of my worship leader in a sense on match
days. Oh, I love that.
The song Goodbye Yesterday is possibly top 3, one of the biggest songs we've played on the Joy FM in 2025. Just my own opinion. So I'm going to play off that word goodbye.
Hmm.
And we're going to see how many of these you can get. I've got the word goodbye in many languages around the world, Josh.
Oh, no, no, no. No.
So let's start easy. Adios.
Spanish,
Well done. Au revoir.
French,
Correct. Auf Wiedersehen.
Russian.
Uh, we'll go German.
Okay.
Arrivederci.
Oh no, ah um
Europe, Europe. Let me give you a.
Italian?
Yes, correct. I was about to give you a hand signal there.
Yeah. Italian.
Arrivederci. Yeah. Let's go ciao.
Oh, that's a um I know this it's like I know the song Bella Ciao, Bella Ciao. No, what is I don't know.
One in South
It's
America and one in Europe. They're same language. Big country.
Portuguese.
Yep, correct. Portuguese. Oh man, I'm gonna mess this one up. Zaijian.
Okay.
Let me re-say that. Zai Zaijin.
Japanese?
Chinese. Sayonara. Sayonara. When it's written phonetically, I want to take my time with it, but I know sayonara. Sayonara.
I know sayonara. Why is that one not jumping out at me? I
You
say sayonara sometimes.
sayonara.
I don't know. You have to give me that one.
You got it on the last one. Japanese.
Oh, Japanese.
Okay. Okay. Here's another Europe one for you. Goodbye in this language. Totzins. Totzins. Northern Europe.
Totzins.
Totzins.
Is that Russian or no?
That's Dutch.
Dutch.
Okay, this one's going to sound like Spanish, but it's not. To say goodbye in this country, adio. Adio. Near Italy.
Near Italy, Greece.
Yes, that's Greek.
Greek.
Last one, pa'alam. If I were to say pa'alam, Asia.
This is so hard. I don't know. You have to give me that
Filipino, Tagalog.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was close. I was thinking that one. No one's gonna believe me, but I was thinking that.
Yeah. The thing, when we're talking a lot about worship songs and stuff, it can get pretty serious. So I have to work really hard to just do dumb icebreakers to try to space us out. Can you walk me up Goodbye Yesterday, and just kind of how was it birthed, and just kind of heartbeat of how it all came to be?
Yeah. So Goodbye Yesterday, we wrote me, my friend Mitch Wong and Gracie Binion. We wrote it in Nashville, and it was a song that I felt great about at the time after we left the right. I feel like I knew what it was going to be, and it actually had a different bridge. So that I have decided to follow Jesus was not a part of the song at first, and we actually started to do it on Elevation nights, because I think it came like maybe we wrote the song and then we went on Elevation nights like 6 weeks later, and so I was like, well, let's just try this new song that we have. And our pastor heard it when we were doing it on tour, and he was like, "Hey, I love this song, but I feel like we can make a better bridge for it. Like I feel like there's something else that we can say, or there's something better there." And so we after we got off tour, we worked at it, we chipped at it, and he came up with I have decided to follow Jesus, and I kind of had those hits, the dun dun, I have decided, and we just knew we had to try it. And so we did Elevation Worship was having a live recording, and so we did it there first, and then we just loved how it lit up the room, and our church loved it, and so we recorded it, and it's been amazing to see how we felt about it. Everyone else feels about it.
Josh, can you walk me up the new song, Washed?
Yes, Washed was recorded at our youth conference called Youth X. We do it every year, and we had over 2,000 middle schoolers and high schoolers in a room, and it was the last night, and we had this song that we knew was special as a team, and we had just had baptisms happening that week, and so like there was just so much faith in the room with Gen Z, and we did Washed, and what you're hearing and what you're going to hear is you're going to hear a lot of faith, a lot of kids proclaiming Jesus, and a lot of energy.
Yeah, And some deodorant thrown in.
We didn't have any of that.
The Elevation Nights Tour is coming to Atlanta, Tampa, Orlando. Find tickets at thejoyfm.com. It's Elevation Worship, Elevation Rhythm. Stephen Furtick will be giving a message. You won't want to miss this. Some of the dates are actually next week. This is kicking off, again, thejoyfm.com. And I just want to finish on this one question, Josh, because this morning I was just kind of mesmerized by, I opened right to when Peter and two of the other disciples were with Jesus on the mountain, and all of a sudden it describes the transfiguration. All of a sudden there's Elijah, there's, who is it, Moses, I think. It's like that scene from Star Wars where Yoda and Obi-Wan are right there with, and Jesus' clothes turn like neon, and Peter is just seeing all of this. Like, only a few humans on the planet have sort of seen God in a sense, or heaven come to earth. And I'm thinking to myself, Peter goes, "Hey, let me build you guys a tent so we can all stay up here and stay the night." Like, such a human response to seeing heaven come to earth, and him and two other dudes are the only ones that get to see this. Like, you got a glimpse that this is actually God, right? And it wasn't long after that Peter had the nerve to deny Jesus in public. And I'm thinking to myself, God must know how human we are. Like, we go from just these insane miracle moments that prove God, and then within a matter of time, we can sin, we can doubt. We're so prone to be human. So I just want to ask you, as somebody who has written some of the biggest worship anthems on the planet, or been around the writing of some of these biggest worship songs, what would our listeners not know about the difficulties of leading people in worship, but also knowing yourself, being kind of that rub, that friction between I'm a human, I'm fully human, from pride to anything that might come in, but yet God still uses us. What's that rub for you as a worship writer?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of doubt. Right before a song is recorded or released, there's a lot of doubt, and some of it's spiritual warfare. Some of it is anxiety, it's fear, it's who am I, like, to think that I know more than anyone else, and that someone would want to sing a song that I think is good. I don't know. It's just a lot of, like, there's a shrinking that happens, but I think it's about the perspective of the shrinking. There's a humility and a grace to it, or there can be shame and doubt attached to it. And so the posture is sometimes feel the same, but the way that our insecurities start to flare, the posture can become something that paralyzes us and makes us want to stop, and makes us want to like not be obedient. Because at the end of the day, these songs are like an act. The release of the songs are an act of obedience, more than it's just a desire for people to hear what we've been writing. And so, because most of these songs, especially with rhythm, like, a lot of our songs are very explicit about Jesus. Like, it's not like, I mean, we're talking washed in the water, washed in the blood, or I've decided to follow Jesus, or like this is the gospel, or at the altar. Like, we get very clear about what we're talking about and who we're talking about. And I know our hearts are breaking for a generation, for Gen Z, while we're writing these songs. And that's where these songs come from, is from the stories that we know about Gen Z and this generation. And so it's an act of obedience. And so in those moments when we feel doubtful, we feel scared, or we feel like, is it going to be what people want? I think that we just humble ourselves and remember that it's bigger than us. Like, all of this is bigger than us. And we always say all the time, we don't take ourselves seriously, but we take what we do serious. And that's been one of our mottos. And so, yeah, I think it's about the narrative of the posture that really makes or breaks how we respond.
That's awesome. Hey, we're looking forward to next week, and it's going to be some amazing nights for our listeners, and appreciate you taking time, Josh.
Yes, sir. Thank you for having me.
All right, big thank you to Josh Holiday from Elevation Rhythm for joining me for this episode of the Jayar Show podcast. We do want to remind you that you can subscribe to the JR Show podcast wherever you find podcasts, wherever you get them. Also, you can follow us on Instagram. Let others know where they can find these interviews with some of your favorite faith-based artists. And again, don't forget to hit subscribe. Thanks for listening. Peace.